Just getting set up here, getting organized. Finding a cozy little spot against this palm tree. What a good life, huh? Sit next to palm trees. Cool, good. Just fed the ducks. I thought we might talk about the moon as a map, and also talk about menus. Maybe this is what we did right here. Maybe that will help a little bit. The moon is a map, menus, magic, misinformation, all sorts of things. Love M words. M words. I was alliterating. And once I say something, I tend to. I've done it for years. I don't know where it started or why, but I like to alliterate. Always alliterating, huh? I guess it's the same sound. Doesn't even be the same letter, but let's get my shoes off like Mr. Rogers over here. I'm wearing these shoes with no socks. And it gave me a little bit of a blister. No good. No good at all. Well, let's talk about this moon. What is the moon? Could it be a reflection of this realm or another realm? Could it be a map of this realm? And this is something I've put out there before. But a lot of people have been touching on the idea recently that the moon is a map of this realm. And what we can be certain of is a map is akin to a menu. You don't eat the menu. All maps are by their nature inaccurate, and furthermore, they're very inaccurate. Like how much have you? Maybe we start here with this idea. What's up? What's up, Gaedra? Is that who this is? Gaedra? What's up, double? Yes. Gaedra's in double water. What's going on? Yeah, so the moon is. I used to do things on the moon and magnetism and menstruation magic, and as being the Matrix provider, but it's also it seems to be a map of something. Why would it just be up there with all the weird looking like craters and stuff? I mean, but why wouldn't it be a map? Why would it just be some random thing sitting out there? We just have a moon there. No, everything exploded one day, and then there was the sun, then there was a moon, then there was Earth. Well, makes complete sense. There's no real purpose to it, huh? It's like there's no purpose to the sun. Oh wait, it grows everything. It gives energy to the planet, to you. So when you come out the womb, how would you figure things out? That's a big question. We'll get into in a little bit. If you were given no maps to anything, a map to logic, a map to the earth, a map to, of your house, a map to how to cook, how to speak. That we'll get into a little later. But think of it. Here's the biggest thing that always kind of strikes me. And so you look at a map and you see this space between, you'd say, California, and then you have this giant Pacific Ocean. Are you certain? Are you sure there's nothing sitting there? I mean, how could you be? There's that much just water. There's just that much empty space of we'll put water there. I don't know. It seems like it's like a gap of something. It seems like there should be something sitting there. That's the way my brain works. I look at it and I go, okay. It does appear that the way that South America and Africa, it looks like it kind of split and kind of tore apart. But then I look at the other coast and I'm like, there's something missing there, huh? Who else is up in here? The moon's made of cheese. Yeah, I've said that a lot, and we are in one of them craters. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, what's up, Stan? What's up, peace, love? The moon's made of cheese. I mean, that I've explained fully where that connection, how that connection's made. Cheese being milk coming from milk, and milk is Moloch. Moloch is connected to money, and Isis. Isis is the moon. Moon is Isis. So you get this milk thing, this Martin Luther King thing, this Moloch thing, and the cheese thing. Yeah, it's because it's providing it's a reference to currency or energy. And what they say, that this is the reason they say that the moon controls the tides of the sea, which is not really, but in a way the moon it has a somewhat, I mean, I see it as multi-purpose, right? Where it's a succubus of energy, it's a map, and it provides, so the succubus of energy is kind of just like saying something is magnetic, like a woman. So women's cycles and periods are connected to the moon. Like look at the English language. Let me explain to you how this works. When you write a sentence, you start with the sun, and then you start spelling. You use a capital letter, then lowercase letters. We'll get into that another time. I have plenty of videos on that. But the first thing you're doing is you're starting with the sun, and you write all the way to the period, and the period is the moon. The end of the sentence is the moon. It's from the sun to the moon, and the connection to the period being that a woman has a period. I mean, there's a blood moon. There's a period at the end of the sentence from the sun to the moon. It's a reference to a time and how long it takes something to occur from the sun to the moon, and that's connected to magnets. We're all the M's here: maps, moons, magnets, menstruation, mama, matrix, the moon matrix. I mean, is the matrix just is it saying, well, here's the map, it's right in front of your face? So getting to this earlier question, if you were, you guys like my shirt? You guys, if you just came out the womb and you wanted to know something, how would you figure it out? If you could right now just open up your ear and just dump out all the information that you've been given since you were born. I mean, you'll keep the hardware of how your brain works, but you keep the operating system, but relinquish your mind, your brain, from all of the, and I will remind you again that not some of the stuff, not even most of it, damn near everything you've ever learned is absolutely false. Absolutely. While science is wonderful, and the scientific method, and religion has its reasons, the information we're given is time and time again disproven or proven it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work the way we used to think things worked like this, and then upon further observation, so that discovery, learning, and observation of things, how would you figure out where we are? I mean, you say the earth, but yeah, because the earth is what's on the ground. It's the soil. Of course you're on the earth. Everyone's on the earth. I don't care what plane or planet or realm or you're gonna be on earth unless you can float, and then you're a demigod or some shit. But how would you figure it out? Okay, you would start by observing something and then go into a mode of discovery. Watch a child learn. It learns through mimicry, observation, discovery, tactile functioning. You kind of feel things out. You see, you hear, and you absorb the environment, and then you spit it back out. That's how children learn. So if you weren't given maps, how would you figure out where we are? You know how difficult it would be to draw a map, to be a cartographer, literally a cartographer. Like right now, you know how difficult it would be to do it? Just if we started right now, like everything, okay, start now, and go, everybody that thinks they have a map, let's just go design one. How long and what would it take? And you're telling me that somebody in the 1600s, just floating around on a boat, walking around, surveying the land, they could make maps of everything? Either they had higher technology, or something was going on there, huh? Were they getting out of body? Were they actually traveling and seeing it from another realm? Were they, were they doing what the And they talk about these tribes of people that how could they know? How could they know these things? They're supposed to be so I don't know, third world, ass backwards. They can't. They don't even have high tech. They don't have a computer. And how the hell are they gonna? How can they? How can they make? How do they know where things are? How do they know those plants? Oh, they used the plants, and they were inverting. They were getting into themselves, right? Whatever where the knowledge is. You take a plant and it opens up neurological pathways of understanding something. And that seems to be what they've done. But you know, we have this right here, this technology. I'm all for technology. I'm all for tools, technology, creation, art, all of this. It's all great. It's all groovy. Do we rely on it too much? Absolutely. You know, do we? I love food. I love cooking. Do we rely on eating too much? Yes. So many things that people like. Somebody made a post the other day talking about it was a joke. It was like when a chick says they're hungry, you have 15 minutes before that hungry turns into anger. I mean, that was the hangry. I'm like, I get it. But is that an excuse to reveal your personality, that you're actually a piece of shit? That's all it takes. It's just you being hungry for 15 seconds or 15 minutes. I mean, how much our lives revolve around eating, as we get into menus and meals and things. Because we're working on these M words here. The things that people end up needing, like they think they need to eat. Like, okay, if eating is the lowest level, because it's food, it's gross material, then liquid would be a higher level, no matter what it is. I mean, unless you're not drinking bleach, but so liquid would be a higher level, and then what would be a higher level? Where does smoke rises? So there's three levels, 3 realms of information. How long does it take to digest food? It takes a long time. How long does it take to digest liquid? Much less. How long can you breathe? You breathe in and out. It's quicker. So it's the processing of information. So, but to think that like people that it's like they miss a meal and they're mad about it. More M words. Mad about meals missed. I'll change it to mad about meals missed. I like that. I like that. That kind of rolls off the tongue, huh? If you see me keep doing this right here, it's because my glasses are a little too dark. So I have to kind of look over like that. Hey, what up, Skull? Baba G. What's up, Griff? Yeah, the money is the mooney. Yeah, double water. Yeah, I mean the aliens, like aliens, been done. They're here. It's not aliens the way that we think. Even the word alien is alien against something. So aliens, so an illegal alien is a lean against, like it's a different. That would go into corporate law, but the idea that there's other species here, of course there are. They're walking around, and you look at them and you go, that's just an average white, Asian, brown, whatever person. It's a human. Yeah, they're human-like, but not quite. Do you think I'm human? I might look like you, but we are not the same. But that goes for everyone. Everyone, you'd be an alien to someone somewhere else. Think of it in the simplest way. If you're from the city and you go to the country, you're alien to that land, to the dialect, to the culture, you're alien to it. You're foreign. You'd be a foreigner. Everyone's a foreigner in a new place. I could, before I came to this park, it was a foreign landscape to me. And the way, like, different parts of the city, even different parts of the city are completely different. You have different neighborhoods. You got Little Italy over here, Chinatown over here. Like, you go there, it's a foreign land. It's a whole different concept. But as far as like the aliens and UFOs and stuff, Oh, certainly. I don't think for a second that those UFOs, yeah, what they're unidentified. Yes, there's lots of things that are unidentified. Unidentified. It doesn't make it like some spooky thing, nor does it have to be from a different land. It could be from here. It could. Some of the technology is already here. Well, like, what are they gonna tell you? Like, I mean, think about it this way: how many things are bullshit? That airplanes run on air. Okay, and yet we're just sold this narrative that they're running on gasoline, running on fuel jet. Like, if we even understood what jet fuel at the highest level is, and like getting into high spirits, high octane beverages, and the farming industry and what prohibition was about. I've done plenty of videos on those in the past. Um, what do you think? What do you think these planes have been doing? I don't know. I really don't know how. Does a plane ever have to come out of the sky? Could it almost indefinitely fly? Because once the compressed air is being compressed, you're having the compressor, and then you're going through the sky, and you're using the jet to push and then you could recollect the air and put it back into the system. When would that ever need to? I mean, think about you. Think about you as a human being. What you're doing. You're flying right now. You keep compressing air and releasing it. Compressing air and releasing it. You continue to exist. Like, just people have been asking me a lot about the breatharian thing, and asking me like what I think of it. If it's possible, of course it's possible. But we're here to have a human kind of experience, and drinking and smoking and eating is part of the experience, and it's awesome. I like doing these things. Do I always need to do them? No. Is there at our source, like right now, I'm fasting. I'm fasting on oxygen. Just there. That's all I'm doing. The food that I ate last night already took a dump. It's out of me. So I'm not I have no fuel from that. What am I running on? Yeah, there's some glucose going on in there and some other things, some reactions happening, but I'm running on air right now. We're gonna sit there and fly and run on air all day. That's all there is. You would be like, all right, it's kind of cool being a bird flying around, but that's what's going on in the land. And they're like, wow, this is nice. Like, look at this right here. Look at how nice this is. I'm very much into, the tangible, tactile things. I'm touchy-feely. I like it. Yeah, being in the air all day, like, you're like, oh, I'm just meditating and floating. You would just get bored of it. Get down to earth, and you're like, oh, what else is this? Oh, there's some water I can jump into. There's some mud I can play in. That's that's the size of it. So yeah, breatharian. Oh, definitely, because that's what we're doing. That's what, when you come out the womb. The mother's milk is to give you an immune system. It's not really. That's a really hard one to get into about breathing and how much breast milk and how much that baby consumes, and then at what point should it even eat, and eat what. But yeah, getting to the point of having fasted as many times as I have on water and just liquids and things, and how much more energy I have, it's obvious and plain to me as an experiential learning that the things that are required to actually survive at a high level actually are less. You need less things, less gross physical objects. But then again, have you ever driven in an 850 BMW with 10 cylinders? Like, you ever pushed a Ferrari? Have you ever stayed in a really nice hotel? I mean, their luxuries and comforts are they're there for a reason. You're not supposed to get lulled away, and that's like all that you need. It's like all that you need is, like, I need to eat 3 times a day. No, you don't. Eating 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll eat 5 times a day. Sometimes I won't eat for a week, because that's what I felt like doing. That's what we should get more in tune with, what we feel like doing, rather than what's been described to us by everyone else. This goes back into the map making and menus. What's described in the maps, we can't accept that. I don't accept it. I don't accept the maps. I don't accept the menu. You know how many times I've looked at a menu and I was like, hey, can you cook me this instead? I don't need the menu. I like, what do you have in the kitchen? You know how many times you go to a place and they're like, yo, could you make me something like this? And if they're not busy, oh, they're happy to do it because they get tired of cooking the same shit every day. I'm like, oh, you have all the stuff back there, make that. Or make me something you want to make. People love doing that. So these maps that we're given, they could be closer to reality. They could be. I don't know. I mean, how off are they? How off? And is it more important on purpose? Is it on purpose for the adventure, to give people an adventure? Or is it off on purpose to keep people in complete confusion and despair and you know, somebody gave you the wrong map, but what's it gonna, then what do? You just throw it out. It's kind of like going to Taco Bell and looking at the menu and it's all McDonald's. You order from McDonald's. Like, we don't have that. That's kind of where we are in a lot of ways in this realm with what people are giving us. Oh yes, thank you, Stan, as always. Oh, I don't know about the Genesis Sunfire, what happened to him. There you go, hydrogen and oxygen. Thank you, Griff. And yes, I think breatharian is attainable, but I think for you only do it for, you know, we're all doing it again as when we're not consuming anything else. I've known people that have done breatharian for 8 days. I don't. You can't go directly from eating food to trying that. You would kill yourself. There's a lot of reasons that you would die, because you'd have an overload, a toxic overload. The burden on your system would be too much. So yeah, I mean, it's possible. I just is that the ultimate attainment? Yeah, but once you get that attainment, then what do you do? And you'd go to a place where, you know, you'd interact with different things and different systems, and you'd end up you consume systems. World eater. Like the system. When you look at something, you're consuming it. You can look at something and you consume that, and then it's in there. It's in your memory banks. You could eat something and you can remember how it tastes. You could hear something and you could remember the music. You've consumed it. So once you hear the music, look, you never have to hear the song again because you know it. But isn't it wonderful to hear it again being played? Hey, I never have to eat again. I know what all the food tastes like, right? But hey, isn't it a wonderful experience to eat? It's like saying, like, oh, I've had sex before, I never want to do that again. That's a ridiculous notion. I've consumed. I mean, how many things have you done that you do again because it's pleasurable? Why else would you do things? Isn't the highest good pleasure and joy? You know, people are like, oh, you gotta grind, you gotta hustle, you gotta do, like, no, that's not at all how it's supposed to be. That's so far from reality. I was watching a video the other day. It was about hunter-gatherer tribe, and there was a lot of mistranslations between language and what they were trying to say, and they're like trying to say that they're so like that their whole life is they just have to find their next meal, that was it, like that there was no other exploration for them, you know, plants and dream world and everything else they're doing in their culture. It was as if they were just, you know, 12 hours a day just trying to go, as they're skinny and weak and they're trying to find that, and feeble, and they're trying to find the next meal, as if that's what their culture was, that they were so unrefined. It's silly. The amount of work they have to do is next to zero. because they live the way it should be. Life should be lived in play and in fun and in experience and joy and adventure. Yeah, Griff, and the hydrogen and oxygen being rocket fuel. Yeah, think about it. Think about hydrogen, oxygen, or funny cars. They run on alcohol, hydrogen, and oxygen. So say water, alcohol, and breathing. That's the size of it. I mean, I've run on that. I've run on that for quite a while. I enjoy it. It's a turbo booster. Think about weightlifters. They have what's called Whiskey Wednesdays. Heavy like big dudes doing squats. They'll bring a bottle of whiskey to the gym. And they usually can do something pretty interesting. They're not like getting loaded, but they're doing a couple shots of whiskey. It helps them. You ever that like you kind of loosen up a little bit, and it allows you to do something you couldn't do before. A lot of those days they can put up. I don't know if they're trying to put up PRs, personal records, but they can definitely if you're more loose, if you're into the thing, it's easier to do. What's up, Lincoln? I'm doing all right, man. Just, continually celebrating my birthday month. Sitting here in 92-degree weather. It's actually got a nice breeze today. Played some pool last night, which was awesome. Met one of my neighbors. Funny enough, I was at like a bar down the street, and he was there, and we're talking about playing pool, and I was like, oh, we got a pool, we have a table back at the. He's like, oh my god, basically he's like, oh, I live there. I was like, no, so do I. Cool. So I came back and played pool all night. That was dope. Oh yeah, you likes, yeah. See, I really like this shirt, but the dilemma with it is made of polyester, so it gets quite sticky, and my armpits, like, I'll get that armpit sweat stain because it's not quite breathable, but I like the length and the style of it very much. And I like it too because I don't have to wash it very often because it doesn't really wrinkle. So that's the nice thing about polyester. And it doesn't maintain a stink. I mean, not that I stink, not that I really ever smell that bad, but I could jump in the pool and it dries off quick. Polyester, underrated. Would I rather have everything in linen and hemp and blah blah blah? Yes, of course. But I ain't got money like that. So it's so funny that to make a shirt like this is cheaper than making something that's organic and natural. It's so weird. Even though in the real world, it wouldn't exist that way. Those other fibers, the natural fibers, would be the cheap ones because they'd be more readily available. You wouldn't have to process them using plastic and oils and da-da-da-da. Yes. So yeah, I'll let everybody know here. If you do want to, you can look beneath. It's Cash App, PayPal. Donate to me because this is what I do for a living. And if you need help with anything health-oriented or otherwise, you can hit me up for a one-on-one. Theo Luminous, TheoLuminous, Godlight at Gmail. And yeah, if you need anything, hit me up there. And if you want to buy me a drink, if you got a nickel to spare, or a couple bucks, that'd be great. And also, I do have had to take 2 weeks off because YouTube was not liking what I was saying, so they shut my channel down for 2 weeks. So I wasn't making money for 2 weeks, so I can still do that. I have to pay rent and things. So if you want to give me a birthday gift too, you can do that. It's my birthday, all month long. And I'm probably the oldest one in the room. Is that right? I don't know. I can't really trust YouTube's analytics anymore because it basically tells me that 99% of the people on here are all men. which I know to be an absolute, without question, not true, because I don't know, there's like 3 people that have been on this show already that I know they're female, unless everybody's YouTube account they sign up as male, or is that how they identify? Hey, I don't really care, but you know, it used to be about 60-40 split, and the ages were all over the place, you know, from 18 to 80, and now it's saying like, oh, only men between these ages listen to you. I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Got to be alpha male, right? I'm not an alpha male. I'm omega. Everybody want to be alpha out here? Yeah, you can start the alphabet. I'll finish the whole goddamn thing. You're the omega man. Zeta omega. Omega zeta. They call me the Wizard of Oz. Omega zeta. Skull. Okay. Dan, you might be. Where am I at, Hamilton? I am in New Orleans. New Orleans, yes. You like wearing your birthday suit? Yeah, you can get away with pretty much a swim trunks here. You could walk the city barefooted in swim trunks. They wouldn't care. Because I mean, we do you know, Pride down here, and there's lots of just whatever. It's all on the table. Whatever you need to do. Yeah, the algorithms. Yeah, sometimes they work in my favor when I'm looking like for music. It's worked a lot in my favor with good music. And certain I you know, when I watch documentaries or people's channels, sometimes they kind of link up good. But yeah, but the you know, what it's statistics and all that shit, that can't possibly be right, and it doesn't work out. It used to work out in my channel's favor, and then a couple years ago it just stopped. What's up? What's up, Spirit Bow Tarot? in Bali, I'll show you where I am. Check it out. Here, let's turn this around. I'll show you. Oh shit. So this is the Field of Dreams, and there over there is, I call it the Parthenon, and these awesome yeah, palm trees everywhere, which is the coolest thing about this city. And that's the park over there. Oh, today is Wednesday. Oh, I told you guys I might be able to, I can take you into, hey Skull, Skull, you still here? Because yesterday you want me to show you Noma, and I just kind of, I didn't get over to doing that. Noma's right over there, and it's free today. I could actually go inside. You guys want to go on an adventure? Yeah, you want to go on an adventure? You want to do you guys want to see the outside? There's a huge sculpture garden. And if somebody wants to, it's $5 to get in. And I will let you guys donate me $5 so I can get in, and I'll film the whole thing. You guys can see the cool sculpture garden. Yeah, outside. Yeah, inside it. I mean, it would be nice to go inside because it's a little warm out, but I prefer the sun. I prefer the heat. And inside you got to be, I don't know, whatever reason, it's a museum, so you kind of got to be a little bit quiet, I guess. It's not quite a library. Like a library, you got to be quiet, but a museum, you can be kind of a little bit noise. Or I could go, or actually what I could do, I could go get my kayak, and I can kayak through the outdoor sculpture garden, which is pretty awesome. So, like, that doesn't cost me anything. You can just float through. But yeah, then there's you can kind of pull up to a couple spots and you could jump out, but they might be frowning on that right now. Used to be able to do it, but but not because I don't know. Since this whole bullshit, they started charging to get in. It used to be free. Oh, you should have seen my duck. My friends, the ducks. So yesterday, I'm feeding the ducks, and a bunch of them came over. It was complete chaos. And the two ducks that know me very well, they come over and see me like different parts of the park. They just run over. And today, I was like, I don't know, 100 yards away, easy. And all of a sudden, and I was like kind of behind something. I was like, I don't know how the fuck they saw me. And all of a sudden, I see these two little ducks just start just waddling at me. And then I realized, because they were hanging out with all the other ducks, that they wanted to come hang out with me, because the other ones were kind of pushing them out the way. So they just come over because they wanted to get fed, and they didn't want the other ones to eat all their food and get in the way. It was so funny. I was like, I see what you're doing. You don't want to let them know that you're eating. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, I'll keep this posted. But the museum, um, we'll see. And timing wise, I don't know what time it's open until. I think it's open till 6, but I'll check on that. I have to get the tickets today to get into Noma. Here's the thing is, I have to get off of here to buy the ticket online. That's where that way I can get it for free. You have to go on the website to get tickets, right? So I'd have to shut the show off and come back on to do indoor Noma. Although outdoor sculpture garden I can do. Oh, Spirit Bow, no worries. No worries. I mean, I'm sure I got $5 on me. I don't know. I didn't look in my bag of goodies. It's always you ever go through those times where you're kind of like broke, and you're just like, damn, why did I waste that? Why did I waste 100 on that? Why did I give that person that? Why did I do that? Like, damn it. And then you go through that for a second. You're like, what kind of fucking dumb shit? What kind of dumb asshole would I be if I was greedy? You know, would I have more now if I kept everything? Like, if I didn't give away my shirts, and I didn't buy people groceries, and if I didn't do all that, would I have more? Would I not have to worry right now? I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe I'd have less. Stingy, greedy, penny pinching people. Really interesting, because I grew up in a Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I grew up poor dad syndrome, that thing, and not a sharing, caring kind of environment. Yet maybe that was what made me go like, I don't want to be like that. I'm gonna be everything that you're not. I'm gonna be intelligent. I kid. Well, if you're so smart, like, remember Idiocracy? Well, if you're so smart, how come you didn't know that? Well, what is Brondo? Plants great, Brondo. Yeah, if you did, well, if you're so smart. What a great movie. If you haven't seen it, that's your homework. Well, I went down to get tacos for Taco Tuesday yesterday, which turned out to be a complete fucking failure. It was a complete fail. Although I did go to one of my favorite old liquor stores, and they have these Voodoo Rangers. You ever had Voodoo Ranger? Juicy Haze IPA. This is mad dope right here. Voodoo Ranger, man. Tasty. I was into IPAs years ago when it was popular, and now it's like super popular, and I got out of them because it just became like it just became too expensive. But these were $10 for a 6-pack. Can't beat it. And it's not as bitter. And I mean, if you're familiar with brewing beers, if you don't know, what they do is they take the hops, and the longer they leave them in there, the more of the tannins and the chemicals and the bitter units come out, the IBUs. So it becomes more bitter. And it can be medicinal, but it's also more of the precursors for estrogen. So it'll make you sleepier and also provide estrogen to the system. So someone that's very manly, an IPA is probably a good bouncer. But then you see all these dudes out there wearing the tight skinny jeans, being like, oh my God. And all they do is drink IPAs. Like, bitch, shut up. Like those whiny tight, it's like that. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Kids that are like, they're in a band and they're like fucking super cool. Fucking, it's like, and it's just like, what kind of music do you play? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a whole different style. I don't know what I'm doing right now. That was my impersonation of an IPA drinking dude with skinny jeans in a band. Oh, Lincoln. Okay, so my 3,200 videos I still have, but it's on YouTube because I did them live. So I don't have a backup copy. They basically went in and deleted like 6 of my videos, and then I got strikes against other ones. And they deleted them because they claimed there was misinformation in them. So what I did to fix the problem is I put them all on lock, basically. I left a few up that I knew are good, and the other ones I'm just going to keep there in the background. That way I can just review them myself and then redo them for you, maybe at another channel and as new material, where I leave out, like, there'll be things I'll have to leave out. There'll be things I just, YouTube is like, you can't say your belief on something to do with this, because it's considered, the censorship and it's nonsense. But whatever, that's what I got to do to maintain the channel. Oh, also, sub to my backup channel so I can do live videos there too. If I could get more than one channel, I'm happy to do, cutting room floor, bleeding edge kind of stuff that I've been talking about, and risk losing other channels. But I can't do live videos unless I have 1,000 subs. So my other channel is Zen Alchemist. Go sub to that one. I don't know why I don't, with 6,000 subs on here, I don't know why I don't have at least 1,000 on the other one. But I do not. I only have like 300. So I need 700 more of you. Open up a YouTube account for your dog and have your dog subscribe to me. It's not that hard. Your dog doesn't even need to watch. I just need 1,000 subs. What up, Yadaku? Yeah, Stan. The Rockfin, that's been popping up. People have been saying Rockfin. I'll check it out. It just I want to be able to do live videos. That's my wheelhouse of what I do, is interacting with whatever you guys are saying. I mean, obviously my old videos, it's like I've already done those one directional lessons. It's usually, if I do these, I do like 10 minutes of me just saying something, and then we interact, and that interaction is what I thrive on. Because it'd be so hard for me to go, okay, can I do 2,000 videos again, all on, let's talk about what water is. Let's talk about magic, left-hand path, right-hand path, making sigils, and demi, like all of the things. Here's these health things. Here's these physical, whatever it is. Like, I've already made those videos, and I don't want to have to redo them. I mean, I like redoing them live, so that way, if someone watched the video, oh, I didn't understand something that you were saying, can you make it that's what kind of refines what I'm saying, so I get to do it real time. But I don't want to have to do it again where I'm just posting a video. It's like, it doesn't entice me. It doesn't. It's like, who are you gonna sit there and just talk? I mean, like right now I'm just talking, but because you guys are responding, it's an interaction, you know. It's like comedians. Let's use so you have comedians that they do their stand up, right? And you realize like how crafted their jokes are. And they're brilliant, they're humorous, they're hilarious. But they go up and do that sometimes 3 times in a night. That same shtick, that exact same way, to tears. Could you imagine 3 times a night and do like a year's worth just to get to a special of doing a half-hour special of those jokes? I can't do that. But then you have other comedians that do a lot of crowd work. Andrew Schultz, they're just real time. I mean, they got some go-to things and ideas, but I'm much better in that situation. I used to not like that. I'd rather have, something prepared and an idea, but no, I can't do that part. The preparation, like, here's a notebook, here's a pad, here's what I need to, because also I don't know what the fuck people really want to know about. So that's why doing this could go in any direction right now. You could ask me hey, how long are we here? You could ask me about poop right now. Like, hey, my poop has been really solid. What can I do to da-da-da-da? Right? It's not even a poop joke. It's a real thing. Or you'd be like, hey, my liver is fucking hurting me. And then I'd be, oh, what have you eaten? Da-da-da-da. It changed directions to anything. Talk about functional movement patterns, FMPs. Talk about, King Tut. Yes, time under tension. Talk about lifting weights. We talk about sun gazing. I don't know. We talk about, why are you wearing sunglasses? I don't know why. It was just comfortable. Lincoln, during the urine fast, most of the time it got cleaner and cleaner. There was a couple during a long one. Yeah, there'll be times that it might be a little more acidic or something different to it. And that's just other part, you releasing things into your system that from, burning off something that was in your body that shouldn't have been there, and you'll get a little taste of that. It's not gonna be the same for everybody. Some people, like, they'll go, the deeper cleansing into tissues, the deeper the cleanse, like you might find that it's very not palatable. But most of the time, in short ones, 3 days, 4 days, it almost always it's just cleaner, softer. People say it's coconutty. I've never put it next to coconutty, but it's soft. It's like a mouthfeel. It's like drinking something that's, fluffy. That I noticed fluffy. A spirit about tarot. You ever feel like everything that makes you feel like you're not enough and they never be? Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel that way all the time. Oh, and I'll just get a little sunshine, I guess. I was like, all of a sudden, because the sun had moved this way, and I was like, it's starting to get warm here. I might have to change positions here on the other side of this tree. But yeah, I feel that way all the time. Skull, the 10-hour tequila piss. That's hilarious. Which was that like, well, because I've done a couple 10-hour ones. You know that, right? Was it recent at the house that I'm living at now, or was it one of my old ones when I was living in the smaller place where I was sitting in my purple chair? Was it that one? Because the more recent one I did, I was pretty top shelf, like good, the entire time. The first one I did, the last hour and a half, I was belligerently like, I mean, not in a bad way, I don't think. I mean, maybe perhaps, but I mean, the last hour or so of that old one, I was just like completely wasted. Good times though, good times. I'll give that one a B plus. The other one I did, I thought was, well, I did a shorter one, like 5 hours, 6 hours maybe, and that was tequila, um, turpentine. Remember that one? I was like, I'll just drink turpentine, tequila, oregano, a couple other things, a couple other weird things. I was like, do not do this at home. You will not have a good time. Zen Alchemist, that's my other one, yes. Okay, hey, Stan, Rockfin does live. Okay. Skull, stand-up comedy. Yeah, a lot. I mean, obviously, um, there are some. If you ever see a comedian working on their material that isn't a special, if you go to a comedy club when they're working on it, like after they've done their special, and then they're working at a club and just doing like some stand-ups, like open mics and shit. That's where you see them develop material, and they'll stumble and mumble through things. And hip hop, there's not too many people that can really freestyle. There's a few that can really freestyle. They're literally off the top of their head freestyling. There's not a lot though. Most of that is so like once you know that whack rhymes with Jack and slack and Mac, flack, Roberta, you know, like you can fumble around with those words all day. But they're very few. Maybe 2%, maybe 2% of artists could really freestyle, like really freestyle. You know, I mean, it's like the one you ever watch the shows like, okay, they'll just, here's a random object. Well, as soon as you show somebody a random object, of course they can rhyme 30 things with that. You could you get through like why is that bike like a tricycle? Maybe it's like Michael Phelps with some dice and an ankle bracelet. His uncle was wasted. You know, like you could just, it can. So there's only a few that can really like make sense while they're doing it freestyle. The rest is you would call Rit style. Rit style, meaning freestyle. They're not getting paid to do it. It means they're gonna do something off of their album or something that they've maybe recorded before or writ before, and they have not. They haven't done it on stage. Yeah, comedy. Yeah, very similar craft. There's a like Wayne Brady. Yeah, he's funny as shit. He does a lot of like even the sketch comedy show. Well, not the sketch comedy. The Whose Line Is Anyways. A lot of that is, as much as it's off the top, they've worked together and done those kind of things so many times that it's, you know, they see a rhythm and a pattern to things. I don't know TikTok like that, Yadaku. Hey, Yadaku, have you ever seen one of my favorite comedians? He's got a really big channel now. For the longest time, he did not, but then, like some of his comedian friends put him on. Give me a second to find his name. he does this. He does like an hour, no, maybe like a half hour, where he's just doing like women's feminist. He's acting like a male feminist, and him and his buddy just go so deep into the character of being a male, like how like sus male feminist could be, and talk like that. Like it's amazing. It will come to me in a bit. To resonate with Starseed. Sometimes, I mean, when people when people are like, Starseed, galaxy, like I'm like, dude, you smoke too much weed. Settle down. You know, of course, there is, everyone is star seeded to a degree. I mean, the energy of the stars, and we're it's pixie dust and fairies, and I get all this. Yeah. But like when people just like over like that's all their whole thing. Like, dude, just lay off the fucking weed, man, or woman, or whatever. Why are these starseed chicks that are always into like the fairies and the nymphs and all of they're, why are they always good looking, huh? You don't see ugly ones. You see these dudes. You don't see like burly dudes into the shit. You always see these like effeminate like dudes that are like, oh, hey, Miss I'm like, ugh, stop. Some of them, hey, don't get me wrong. There are people that are very much very much from other realms, very much from directly deposited here from their their reality to this, without question. But there's, just like anything, it's overrun with fakers. I mean, think about the truth community. They're so far away from the truth. It's amazing, because it's overrun with people that I think they are. They're just more fucking repeaters they have nothing original or authentic to add to the conversation. They're just going along with the popular narrative. That's basically what it is. Oh, they had the whole old one skull. Yadaku, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I'll think about that. I'll let me. There are some funny ones that a good friend of mine, he finds funny shit on, like, he sent me some. I'll get back to you on that. Fire Drake is here. What up, Fire Drake? It's if Fire Drake's being funny, it hardly is. What's up, Mofum? Oh yeah, Fire Drake. Did you take pictures? You seen the pictures of my back, right? Oh man, I gotta go do some cupping again. Yeah, you went crazy with it. Yeah, I bet you feel mad looser afterwards, huh? Like you're like, whoa, like you got into that flow state, huh, man? you could, you're like, man. Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, after you see, since you just got it and you've never done it before, you probably had a lot of purple welts. But after you do it a few times, those will start. It won't be so, because you just release a lot of sha, like a lot of your lymphatic drainage, sha, moving blood. Yeah, you probably had weird poops afterwards too. But after doing it a couple times, the bruises won't be nearly as much. And in fact, if you're super healthy, you won't get much of a bruise at all. Where am I at? I'm at the park. City Park. The most beautiful city place, the most beautifulest place in the world. Yeah. I need to go farther into the park to show you the other parts of it, which are really awesome. But I don't normally do that because the walk is it's a pretty big park. If I had a bike, I would take you to other parts of it, because you know what, I like to be close enough to a bathroom in case I have to take a shit or something. And also it's hot. It's a long walk. But we will get to other parts of the park. I've walked around some parts of this with you guys. Oh, skull, nice. You did it yourself? Have you ever made it yourself before? Yeah, a sperm seed, spermatozoa. The chicks are into Special K. Yeah, fucking give her another horse tranquilizer. If anybody doesn't understand, Special K is ketamine, which is a horse tranquilizer. Uh, using a small amount of it is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience. And there's a lot of actually, there's a lot of therapeutic uses of ketamine. But if you overdo it by even a little bit, oh no, you're not gonna enjoy that. Yeah, and afterwards, well, so you got after the ayahuasca, there's a good tea to drink, and it's called uh oh shit, Gayusa, Gayusa tea, and there's nothing extra special, but it helps with recall of the experience, and it also just in general, like, it helps after dream sessions. An ass plug seed. Yeah, ketamine. Oh yeah, Theo, he has done that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he's off the wall. He's done shows on whilst on mushrooms. I don't. That's a whole new level of insanity. Like, the dude is completely fucking nuts, in the greatest, funniest ways. He's a very good storyteller. Very funny. Yeah. He's from down here. He's from the swamps, man. There's actually two of the greatest comedians out right now are from New Orleans. Mark Normand and Theo Vaughn. Um, Mark Normand lives, well, apparently used to, his parents, maybe like a mile that way, 2 miles that way. Um, and I mean, I don't know for certain, but where he explains that he lived, like, he's gives a roundabout. I was like, oh, okay. How it all makes sense. And it's always funny. He goes on about not being Jewish. He is motherfucking Jewish. His ears connect. It's a Jewish trait. He definitely is. And he's got Jewish hair. I mean, his whole thing is Jew. He's funny as shit. And Theo Vaughn, he's swamp. He's like dirty from the swamp. I don't know where he's from, but I think he's across down. He's across the river. I think you call it West Bank. What up, Kofi? What are you doing? Yeah, yerba mate is good. It was the first couple times I did it. It was too caffeine. Like, I don't like. Me on coffee. Me on coffee. Zen. It's like Zen multiplied by coffee and cocaine and more Zen. It's like, ah. And Gayusa, or excuse me, yerba mate was quite caffeinated for me. Maybe because I brewed it the way I would brew regular tea, which was probably oversteeping it, where you're supposed to, like, kind of put the water in and drink it quickly and then do it a few times. You're supposed to infuse it a few times. I didn't do that. You see the one with Bobby Lee's chick? Um, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but the Bobby Lee and that chick is such a weird thing. Like, I'm all for people being into weird things. Like, it's like, I mean, is she fucking the other dudes? I mean, is she fucking everybody else too? I mean, I couldn't, like, honestly, I couldn't imagine anyone having intercourse with Bobby Lee. I think it would just be the weirdest thing ever, man. But if you're into weird, some people are into, like, that could be her, like, her kink, could be, or that's for her career or whatever. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. But I didn't see the him simping. I didn't see that. I didn't see that part of it. I just seen that, like, he kind of think I thought the way they were talking is like those two had already fucked before Bobby Lee knew her. I thought that was the kind of the vibe that I got from the first video that I seen of it. But what the fuck? I don't know them. Kobe, what you want to know about Oren? What's up, odd one? Well, thank you, Spirit Bow. He is a special kind of weird. He is, but the funny thing is he's somewhat aware of it. You know what I mean? Where most people that are as crazy as he is, that have all of those kind of, like you can see it. It's all like it's. He's aware of it. That's what makes him okay with it. Like he does the things. You're like, wow, is he really gonna do that? Like, yeah, he's like autistic to like the highest level. Supreme autism. Like if there was like a scale of 1 to 10, he's about 20, which makes for a good comedian. And Kofi, what you want me to talk about, Oren? What you want to know? I drank some yesterday and the day before, and I would have drank some this morning, but I had to take a shit, so I just kind of did it all at once, which was wasteful. I should have just pissed and drank it, but whatever. I got up and had a beer instead. Oh, how it helps with astral projection. Yeah, especially age journey will a lot. I don't know the function or why, but it does. It definitely because of the way the water is organized and how alkaline it is. For me, at least, age journey helped me astrally project. I don't know what the chemistry is behind it, why that would work, but I know that like just like anything, water, especially your own. Water goes up, basically, it becomes your cerebral spinal fluid, and that cerebral spinal fluid is what washes and cleans out the brain, and by doing that, you're able to see better, like your visions become more clear. So the imaging that people like, I don't dream, I don't have, yeah, because their brain fluid is thick. And so if their brain fluid is thick, think if you had in front of you a bunch of thick goggles of, gooey water, you couldn't see what's in front of you. And that's what's going on with your third eye or your pineal gland or what's going on in your brain. Now clean that out, and all of a sudden you can project, and everything becomes cleaner and brighter and more. Like I can tell you from that level, certainly that's what's happening, that you're cleaning your brain out. The more water you put in your system, pure water, urine, I'm sure does it as well. You're cleaning your cerebral spinal fluid, and then by that, it's pushing it up your spine and into your skull, cleaning your brain out. And by cleaning your brain out, you see better. I mean, you actually will see better too, but yeah, Joey Diaz is pretty funny. He's another crazy dude. He's crazy for a different reason. He's just crazy because he's what? Just a fat Italian. It's like fat Italian funny. Like that life, fat Italian gangster. That's, that there's so much humor that goes in that. And he yeah, Fire Jake. Looping will make lucid and astral travel, yeah. How do you age it? Okay, you'd put it in a jar, can, a 2-liter bottle of something. It's best not to use plastic, but it's not gonna kill you if you use plastic. If you got a glass, like if you get an apple juice jar or apple juice container, like those Martinelli's, whatever, that's what I like to use. And then you put a cheesecloth on top, or just leave the cap on very loose because it needs to be. It's called aerobic. So you have anaerobic and aerobic. This is the process of fermenting things. So you want it to be able to breathe. If you take the lid and tighten it, it's not going to age. It's not going to become what it would be. It's not, because it's not breathing. So you need to leave the lid on loose, or put cheesecloth is a better idea. You don't want any bacteria getting there. You can clean the jar, put the urine in there, and put the cheesecloth on top. Tie it, put a rubber band around it, and let it sit for, I'd say a minimum of 2 weeks. The first 3 or 4 days, it's just like brewing beer. If you were to try to drink it, it's going to taste off. It's just weird. Since it hasn't finished the process. And then at a certain point, it's only thing it's doing is becoming more and more alkaline and refined. So it's going to get darker in color, and it's going to change the chemistry. No matter what color you're pissing, it will become darker. Like whether you're pissing straw colored or close to clear or yellowish, it's going to go through these phases, orange up to brown, almost black at times. Aging and fermenting. But then after like you'll know, because you'll be able to smell it. You smell it, and it will smell like ammonia. And once it starts to smell that way, you can decide how long you want to keep that way. You could cap it off at any point, or just let it keep breathing. What's up, Earth? Gooey globules of gray matter goop. He's Cuban. Okay, he's Cuban. Well, I mean, I did not know that. See, but his whole thing comes off as Italian Mafia. I did not know that. Well, I mean, obviously his name is Diaz, but like the way he is, that's funny. Which is another funny one too, is that Louis C.K. is Mexican, red hair, Mexican, and Tom Segura is also. I forget exactly. He's like, he speaks better Spanish. Then he's like, people try to speak Spanish, and I was like, no. And then he just starts going off, and he's like, but you would never know it because of how white. He just sounds like a white dude. Yeah, there are a lot of comedians that they do not look like what their actual background is. He does look Italian, don't he? Yes, Santeria. He practices Santeria. See, I don't know him that well. I know him as like as part of comedy, shows. I've only seen a little bit of his stand-up. How does aged urine taste? The older it is, the more. It's like the difference between doing. So if urine is drinking a beer, slightly aged urine is like drinking like a low grade alcohol, and doing aged urine is like doing a shot of 151. You know what I mean? Doing really aged urine is like, you wouldn't want to do more than a tablespoon of it if you could, and I would probably mix it. It's like, it'd be like drinking straight Everclear. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the taste, but you'll know you drank it. You'll certainly know. It's very, very ammonia rich. Oh my God, there's a puppy. What's up, yo? Puppy's over there. You'll know you drank it. Even 10 minutes later, it will leave a certain. It's there, yeah. So if you do, most people start doing droppers, like a dropper full, like that little, not even a teaspoon. But as Fire Drake can probably attest, some of us are maniacs, and we'll just do like a half shot, maybe a shot of it. Probably the craziest person would be Jimin Awake. Jimin, he's an absolute maniac. So he did like a lot. I don't remember, like a shot and something, and I don't know, I think he did like a shot of that and then a shot of turpentine. I did like a shot of tequila with a little bit of turpentine, a little bit of aged urine, which was fine for me. It didn't. But to do a whole shot of it, that's asking for. You know how like if you do certain like ayahuasca or something, or certain substances that you'll vomit, or you what do they call it? You'll have a shit or you'll vomit. You'll to cleanse you, because I mean that's what it's doing. That will make you do that. You're like, well, then that shouldn't be in you. Well, then the ayahuasca shouldn't have been in you. Yeah. Don't worry, some of that's still getting into your system. purging. Yeah, it'll make you purge. But smaller amounts, you won't purge. It is definitely rocket fuel. Ah, nice. L1. Yeah, you astral projected last night? Wicked. Uh, I'm jealous of your dog. I mean, I'm wearing copper right now. I've been rocking the copper bracelets for a little bit now. Do I use crystals? I've had many crystals. Do I use them intentionally all the time? No. I usually carry them around and give them away to people. That's what I use them for. And it's always an interesting interaction because I'm like, I have something for like, oh my god, like I just lost my purple amethyst. I know what a tiger's eye is. I mean, that's crazy. I don't know. That's what I do with them. I mean, have I used them for healing and things and meditation? Sure. It's not a standard part of my practice. Kofi, sure. Kofi, hit me up on my email and let me know, and we can definitely do that. Oh, and also, I mean, we can definitely do Zoom no matter what. I don't know if I still have I don't know. I forget when I got the account because I bought a year subscription, and I have to do it again. And for me to buy another year, you guys are gonna have to, chip in on that or whatever. Because I'm not just gonna buy another year if I'm not gonna turn it into a classroom thing. Because it kind of went like silly the last time. I don't know. It didn't turn out the way that I was expecting it to. But it was still fun. But anyways, just hit me up on my email. Theoluminous, TheoLuminous. Whoa, slow down, spell it again. Theo meaning God, luminous like light, LUMINOUS@gmail. So hit me up there, and then we can link up on something, either Zoom or one of the other ones. Even IG, even IG Farben. What's the other ones? Oh, there's so many ways to interact. Kofi, my heart. Thank you. Yes, this is the first time I've washed it in a while, and because usually I'll wash it and then I'll end up jumping in the pool or jumping in the bayou or just being a mess afterwards, or tying it up and not letting it dry properly. No, I let it yesterday. I put my hair down and let it dry, so it's a little different. Theo Luminous, there you go. Yeah, Kofi, for sure. Today is nice. After yesterday, it's like super hot and sunny. A little bit of shade today. I was sitting under the tree. Yesterday, just thinking about how many people, like, they have something against Shaddai, which is like shade, which is darkness. I'm like, as much as you gotta respect and love the sun. But like the shade is, man. There's a song down here. It's called "The Shady Side of the Street." You can't be in the sun all day. It's great that it's out, it's there, but like, damn. Sometimes you just gotta you collect that sun charge energy. It's like once your battery's charged up, you can't just keep charging it. You can email me anytime you want. Alright, Skull. The geometry of the Earth. That's pretty much it. Here's what I think. I'm digging that we're inside of a crater. as we can tell, the even if it was concave inside of a crater, it still makes things flat. Like it's a level is still a level. So the realm that we live on, I think, is it's flat. But could we be living inside of a crater or on top of a mountain or a peak or whatever? But water is the proof to me that everything is level. It's flat, water level. There's realms beneath us, whether we're just talking about underground cities or literally another realm that looks like this. Like if we look up there in the sky and we're like, oh, the water's above, the thing's above. Like, well, we could be looking at the roof. We could be looking at the roof. You know what I mean? Who's to say that's not the roof and there's another thing above us? There was a video I did a while ago that it was called the what I think of this realm as a flat, flat realm. I forget the name of it. I'll try to find it for you. But it was a picture. It was a picture showing what I thought of the oceans above and waters above and beneath, and what the realm looks like. And I think getting on again about the map, the moon being a reflection or a map of what it's looking at. It can't give you the whole map. There's probably things that way. When they say there's 10 billion star clusters and seed planets, yeah. Why wouldn't there be? Is there possibly a realm that is a ball? Sure. I don't see why not, but I think where we live right now, as far as we can tell, like, we might be inside of a yellow submarine. We could be spinning around. There could be a center sun that is flying somewhere. We could be inside of a spacecraft. Like if you're inside of a spacecraft, if you're inside of a boat and you don't know that it's moving, you're inside a bus, you don't know it's moving. We could be inside of something that is moving. So if NASA says something like what they say, everybody's like, oh, it's obvious we are. Like maybe they're not lying. Maybe we are spinning around at 10 billion trillion zillion miles an hour. Maybe that's happening, but it's outside of where we are here. This realm, this plane that we can see, that we can tell, it's flat, it's stationary, and it's what it is. Like if you took a ball, think about it this way: if you take a ball and you put water in there, and then you put an island, you put something on top of that, in that water that floats, a boat on top of that water, and then I take the ball and I do this, the water's going to stay where it is and the boat's going to stay where it is. We could be there. Now, if you take a submarine or something, that's going to stay, and it's like gyrospheres, a gyrosphere inside of a gyrosphere. Whatever's in the center just is going to stay there. Everything else moves around it, right? We could be that. That could be it. But as far as this space, the geometry of the space, look at it. How's a tree grow? How's a flower grow? How does, what is phi and what is pi? What is 1.618? What is 3.14? What is the golden mean? I mean, I've explained it before that pi is a mathematical equation for computers. Phi is an organic construct. The way that things unfold is not in pi, but they're close. Phi and pi are close. They're similar constructs. But one is natural formation and one is a computer trying to mimic natural creation. Yeah, that's about how that works. And I do think we live on top of a computer board. I think we live on top of a motherboard. Mother Earth is a motherboard. I'm closer to feeling like that's the truth. I'm closer to feeling like we live in a crater on a flat realm on top of a motherboard with the moon as a map and also an energy succubus that pulls energy out of the realm, and the sun pushes energy into this. This is what it's looking like. I mean, radiation is inevitable. It always, like having a radio frequency, it's radioactive, and radio frequencies and radiation, everything is radiating. You're radiating your heat off of your skin, your auric field. The sun is radiating rays of energy, and everything is radiating. Radiation is not an enemy. It's just what it is. So yeah, that's a lot of people are like, oh, radiation will kill you, like radio waves, and it's like, no, actually they're not, because radio waves are giving you information through the radio that you listen to in your car, and like your phone that's working, and all those colors and pictures and things. Those are radio waves. So there you go. Pancakes. Kofi at 6:30 my time. Let me see what time it is. So it's 3:30 here my time. You're saying 6:30 my time? I suppose so. I should be properly lubricated. I think we have, for starters, I think the, you know, I think the nine realms, or the, Loki and your boy Thor and all this. Like, yeah, of course there's Midgard, above, below. There's that actually exists, much like the human body is a temple, and there are your 7 chakras plus the one beneath and above, but then there's more, right? So it's for, like, what's the point of, why would you ever go on a journey if they're like, well, there's 650 realms? You'd be like, I can't even accomplish that. Okay, there's 9 realms. Okay, I could probably accomplish that. Then you get to the 9th realm, like, would you like to play again? Here's a bigger realm to explore. The moon is emitting cool because it's pulling in. Yes, this is why I've said it. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's a vacuum vortex. Like, the sun is pushing out and one's pulling in. It's the same. Electricity is pushing out. Magnetism is pulling in. A man ejaculates and pushes out, and a woman pulls in. She's magnetic. So the idea of the moon being feminine-like is like that. So that's why the moonlight is cool, not necessarily because the light itself is cooling, although it could be, but I think it's because it's pulling or sucking energy from the radiation that the sun caused to push energy into the realm to make things grow. Then basically you come through with the moon, and it sucks up all the excess energy, or the bad energy. Yeah, Fire Jake, yeah. Ooh, we need the moon. Yes, but not really. Let me try to explain that. I did a whole series on the moon matrix and the surrogate mother. How to put it? The earth is the mother, the sun is the father. There is no requirement for a surrogate mother, nor a map on the moon, not to live at all. But because of the state of this realm, and not knowing where anything is, and so much bullshit, and how the Mother Earth has been just completely trashed by father, people, whatever, I don't want to say archons, the parasites that have overtaken the earth, then the surrogate mother had to come into play. And so the surrogate mother cleans and pulls and vacuums things off of the realm, while providing a map, and is a reflection of the earth. It's not the earth, but it gives a reflection of it. So it's the mother, and I call the earth mother, and then the moon surrogate mother, like a secondary, it's a reflection of it. That's why it's a map of it. That's why it's doing what the earth would be doing, but people are so disconnected because of, there used to be a symbiotic relationship with the earth. I mean, there is for some people still, obviously, but mostly it's People have they have connection to ISIS and money, and that money is not Earth. The money grows on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Yes, it does. It's made of paper. And the Earth, which was mother, produced trees, which are fathers. The trees are masculine. Grows up. All right, it's a tree. There you go. And there's paper. The papacy, right? The moon is, because of all the parasitic activity on this planet, the moon does something to balance that out some way. Although some people say the parasites came through the moon. Others say the parasites came through the sun, which isn't true. Which is one thing that I think your boy Gaj, the one with the crater Earth theory, I think he's kind of wrong about that, because he said the parasites came through the sun. No. The sun is antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic. It literally burns off parasites. So no, if it came through anywhere, it came through the moon. But that's neither here nor there as far as, like, you know, what the moon represents. Could this realm exist? If we took away the moon right now, would this realm still exist? Yes. If you took away the sun, no. It would be what, 3, 4, or 5 days? If the sun just literally disappeared, if you just pulled it out of the sky, the heat of this planet, it would just start going, oh, okay, now it's 10 degrees. Oh shit, tomorrow it's gonna just cooled out to a point that you couldn't exist at. Get rid of the moon, I don't know what would happen other than just continued growth. Oh yeah, that Loki. Yeah, it pissed me off that I thought when I looked when I looked it up, I was like, oh nice, a new series to watch. So I turned it on, and unbeknownst to me, Disney does not give you the whole season. They give you piecemeal. So I'm watching. I was like, oh, next show. I was like, ah. Oh, it's really good though. I thought it was really, really well done. Yeah, yeah, it was really good. It was really good. It took a very strange turn with the it gave me a very, very much like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of feel for a second, and also the timekeeper thingies, very much like that movie where what the hell is his name? Give me a second. Let me find the name of the movie. Everybody knows the movie I'm going to talk about. The Adjustment Bureau. So that was basically what they were. The time lords that had things to go in the way that they said this is the way it works in the clock. Time lords, archons, Adjustment Bureau shit. That was really interesting, and I was not expecting that, but it was really good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Oh, nice. Fire Drake came out today. Oh, speaking of, it's Wednesday. See, why does this charger do the shit? Hold on a second. It will charge until it doesn't feel like charging. It's just like, hey, it's plugged in, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna stop charging now. Speaking of being Wednesday, should I go get happy hour? I'd have to go through the city to one of my favorite places for happy hour. It's funny because I was just there. I was in that part of town yesterday to go get tacos, and the taco adventure got smoshed, turned to a whole thing. Like, all new people there. They didn't know what the hell was going on, and I just left. Which is funny because the manager was, it was right when happy hour was starting, and like I was leaving, and I see this dude. I was like, well, what's up? And he's like, where you going? What are you doing? I was like, oh, it's like whoever's employed there does not know what they're doing. He's like, man, he's like, I go on a smoke break, I go to the store, get a snack, go on a smoke break, and they can't even. I was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell they're doing. But anyways, the point was, so I did not get to eat yesterday my happy hour snacks, which was going to be tacos. But today there's a really nice bar that has, it's a fancy pants bar, and they have chicharrones and full chicken wings, full, like the whole wing, the little retarded thing, the flat, and they're $1 a piece, and it's a fine dining establishment, and it's good. But I'd have to go on a streetcar. Anyways, that's what I have going on. I don't know if I should do that or just stick around up here. What to do? So many choices. I'm kind of gearing towards that. Because I could just go home and eat, but like cost wise, like a happy hour for, I could be fed and get a beer in me for under $10. You know, well, you know, if I go there, I'm gonna have more than a beer, but I don't know. That might be the choice. What are we looking at? 3:30 right now. Okay, it's 3:30. Worcestershire. Oh yeah, Worcestershire. What's the 3 most difficult things to say in the world are, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, or I love you, and Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Who do you got to ask to figure out how to say that? I just say just give me the sauce. Give me the sauce. Sausalita. Worcestershire Wednesday. Okay, check it out, y'all. Hour and a half. This has been a joy. But what I'm gonna do is crush this beer and go and I'm gonna go have a happy hour. If anybody wants to, feel free to donate to me, and you can buy me a chicken wing or a beer. I appreciate it. And if anybody does need other assistance or whatever, like Kofi said, you know, hit me up, Theo Luminous. You can do it one-on-one about whatever you want to talk about if you need help with something, and we'll do that. But it's been fun. Maybe I'll do a show later, depending on where my brain is at. But it's been fun, and as per usual, do weird things, inspire the world. And if you cannot do that, at least take care of yourself. If you can't do that, I'm gonna tell you. All right, everybody. Good to see you, Firejack. Good to see everybody else. I'm ass out of here. Go have some whiskey for Wednesdays. Some whiskey in Worcestershire. And enjoy yourselves. Peace out, everybody.